AskReddit by Yerdy0net. What's the most frightening thing you've seen a child do? Hearing a child eerily describe details about a deceased relative they never met, as if they'd just had tea together. It's those moments when the line between imagination and something more unexplainable gets a little too blurry for comfort. Wasn't there a kid that thought he was someone that died in 9/11? Like he was deathly afraid of airplanes and knew the person he thought he was parents' names and stuff. I used to work with very abused, troubled children. Once it ended up with a 12-year-old girl and a 11-year-old boy standing on the table, wielding bits of whiteboard that the girl ripped off the wall, with staff surrounding them holding pillow-like shields. It was one of the worst days. Police had to come eventually. She, and some of the other worse kids, would do everything you can think of: kicking, spitting, biting, rushing you and hitting you, pulling hair, throwing hot water at you, threatening to kill you, yelling slurs and insults, stabbing you with a pencil, smearing blood on you, etc. She was new, and when she came into the unit she immediately started telling the other kids how to cheek meds, get out of a hold, escape the facility, steal keys, etc. Bragging about how she broke a staff's nose. She started shredding a staff member's jacket with her teeth, and threatening to strangle herself. A lot of other stuff too. She was in full trauma mode and my heart broke for her. Fuck the people that did that to her. I saw a child, can't be older than 8-9 years old, scolding his parents at McDonald's, and the parents were meekly listening to that little shit like they were scared of him. I shiver at how that child will grow up. I think we all know how that child will be as an adult. One kid who repeatedly squeezed frogs until they were dead. I told his grandma, I was 9 at the time. She said, "Oh yeah, he's just a little boy. He likes to play rough." As an adult I have 3 children. I've worked in schools, never seen a single child act this way because it's fucked. Alternatively, when I was about 13, the brother of one of my friends put their cat in the microwave and turned it on. I spoke to my mom about this. We called the police. They connected us to animal services, who said, and I shit you not, it's fine, cats are overpopulated. I've met a lot of likely serial killers in my lifetime. WTF. When I was volunteering at a daycare, 2 of the kids decided to play a game. One would hold the other down while he tried to get up above water. Me and some other counselors stopped it and were asking then what they were thinking. The one getting held underwater got mad at us and said it's just a game. I was winning. My school was right next to a farm. One day, a goose escaped and got stuck in the fence. Either a fox got to it or the fence sliced its neck off, but the decapitated goose head was discovered in the playground. This one fucked up kid picked it up by the neck and swung it around, trying to hit other kids with it. He also tried biting into it until a teacher stopped him. 15 years later, that kid is now in prison for attempted murder. I'm not surprised. He was a fucking menace. Met a nice lady on Facebook who needed her son watched after school. My daughter agreed as the son seemed quiet and nice. The mom waits till last minute to say, oh by the way, he has ADHD and his meds will be worn off by time after school comes. Okay? Well, he was constantly watching bad things on YouTube, saying the N-word, and the last straw was he hit my daughter over the head with a giant tree branch for no reason. We quickly ended that arrangement, but daughter and I both agree he will be a serial killer. Edit to add: this boy was 11, my daughter 16. Teenagers roughhousing close to the edge of the Grand Canyon. There are no safety barriers there. I had to walk away. I was so stressed. My uncle took me and my cousin out to shoot his .22 Magnum revolver. I was 18 and she was 10. When it was her turn, she pulled the hammer back and turned around and stuck it into my stomach, laughing. Thank goodness it didn't go off. Scared the hell out of me. I did not personally see it, but was in the same house where it happened. My nieces were having an argument while we were on vacation. One niece was so upset she grabbed a pool ball and threw it at her sister. Barely missed her and just barely missed the glass door behind her. All because they weren't playing the way she wanted to. I have a friend who was groped by a little boy in a public bathroom. That's pretty disturbing. My brother pierced his goldfish with a straw when he was upset he wasn't allowed to play video games. It made me so sick. Running across train tracks when the barriers were already down and you could see and hear the train coming. They made it to the other side safe and sound, but those few seconds were pure holy shit terrifying. When I was 4 I was sexually assaulted by another child. I think she was about 7 or 8. She promised me a Barbie if I took my underwear off. So disturbing to think about. I still wonder what that girl herself must have gone through. I'm so sorry. I watched a kid in the Boy Scouts eat slugs on a dare for like $5. I think he died since he suddenly was gone one day and nobody talked about where he went or why. Never saw him again. Easy way to get rat lungworm disease, which is horrific if untreated. Push a friend into the road as a car was coming. It swerved past and he started crying saying he hates him. Best believe I scared that little shit and made him take me to his parents. They just called him in and shut the door. Haven't seen him since. Hopefully they grounded him or SMT. We got a new neighbor and their 10 years old blonde haired, blue eyed son was a psychopath and set fire to the basement. When I was 16 I did an internship at a primary school, ages 4-5. To go to the bathroom they had to put a necklace around their neck. If the necklace was gone, that meant the bathroom was occupied and kids would have to wait until their classmate returned with the necklace. This boy, Kid A, comes up to me and tells me he has to go to the bathroom. I tell him that the necklace is gone so he will have to wait until his classmate, Kid B, returns to give it to him. I immediately get distracted by a kid trying to shove something up his nose, so I didn't see how it started, but I turn around and Kid A is strangling Kid B with a necklace. I pull Kid A away and comfort Kid B, but I had no idea what to do, so I told the teacher. She talked to Kid A and he absolutely didn't care that he just hurt someone. Not frightening in the traditional sense, but a friend of mine is a kleptomaniac. Mainly things from shops like bags of sweets or a bottle of wine, or she'll buy something from a bakery and put something else in her pocket at the same time. We've often tried to warn her against doing it because she gets quite cavalier about it now. Admittedly, there is a supermarket in our town that is known for slack security, and she has been in trouble for it before but got off with a warning. She's taken stuff from people's houses, too, and when confronted she just says she didn't realize and gives it back to them. Troubling thing is her young daughter has started doing the same thing. She got in trouble at school for stealing another classmate's pencil case, and has started putting stuff in her pockets when they've gone shopping. Her mother just laughs it off when they leave the store and she. When I was in an after-school program, one of my friends was a boy named Ben. One day Ben told me that he liked to stick sewing pins into pieces of bread and feed them to the seagulls. We were like 9 or 10. I stopped being friends with him after that. This was about 25 years ago, and I have since tried to look him up. Unfortunately he has a super common last name, so I don't know if he ever became a full-fledged psycho. My grandson is highly sensitive. He was looking through photos on his great-aunt's phone with her. A pic came up of his much older cousin whom he's never met, nor heard about yet. He instantly recognized the photo and said, "Hey, that's me." I died, and my mom cried and cried. What he didn't know is that boy once went through a windshield during an accident at age 4. Propelled him out of his lap belt, as well as his pants. Playing on a little gateless veranda. After a hurricane I saw my neighbor's 8-year-old son yank a downed power line off the family car. Sparks and the line whipped around, but he managed to be okay. That recent video of the kid who got out the window and was walking on a ledge 4 or 5 stories up. Looks like it was from at least 3 years ago. https://www.reddit.com/r/sweatypalmess/comments /MHX73Y /kid_plays_on_edge_Tenerife_Spain / The Stigmata.